Bumblin Biden knows that impeachment is coming, and he's already getting ready. We're going to take a look at the latest measures Sleepy Joe is taking to prepare for the inevitable. We're going to see who else is most likely going to get impeached right along with him. And stick with the very end of this video when I'll reveal why the Democrats and the lamestream media only have themselves to blame for it all. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve with you. Great to be with you. As always, I am your daily fake news antidote. So come on into your Patriot Professor's Den where I help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. And if you've done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Before we begin, if you have an IRA, 401k, or savings account, things are getting, well, pretty scary out there, aren't they? The Biden administration has already printed more money in the past 2 years than the previous 100 years combined. How do you like them apples? National debt just hit a record $30 trillion, and inflation is the highest we've seen since 1982. Obviously, it's only a matter of time before the economic house of cards comes crashing down, as it were. And if you've got retirement savings, your money could be at serious risk. But there is hope. Talk to my friends at Gold Co. to find out how you can protect your retirement with gold and silver before it's too late. And you're going to absolutely love this. This is amazing. Click on that link below right now, or just go to my special website, turleytalkslikesgold.com, and they're going to give you, get this, up to $10,000 in free silver when you open up an account. You heard that right, $10K in free silver. But this is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Click on that link below or go to turleytalkslikesgold.com. All right, gang, let's dive right in here as the midterms approach. And it becomes increasingly obvious that the Democrats are going to get slaughtered. We are now seeing articles coming out confirming that Sleepy Joe is indeed lawyering up and preparing for the slew of oversight investigations that will be initiated by the new congressional Republican majority, which, of course, includes the very real possibility of impeachment, not just as payback for the two slimy impeachments against President Trump led by Nancy Pelosi, but for real bona fide incompetence on the part of Sleepy Joe. President Trump has been ripping Biden of late, mocking his stutter and demanding that Biden submit to a cognitive test. And President Trump isn't alone on that. 66% of voters think Biden should take a cognitive test. And that even includes 43% of Democrats. 66%, that's a supermajority. And you can be sure, once Republicans take control of Congress, you can be absolutely sure that there are going to be weekly calls for Biden to take just such a test. And so now it's being reported that Biden's inner circle does indeed believe that the Republicans are going to gain control of Congress, and they're already preparing for the onslaught of investigations that are sure to come. And of course, for good reason. I mean, for heaven's sakes, this administration's handling of the southern border has been nothing short of criminal. And again, voters are in complete agreement with that. A relatively recent ABC poll that was heavily skewed towards Democrats, by the way, nevertheless found that 57% of those polled disapproved of Biden's handling of the, quote, situation with migrants and unaccompanied children showing up at the southern border. Nearly 60% disapprove of Biden's handling of the border in a poll skewed towards Democrats. Moreover, everyone is feeling the constraining effects of inflation on their lives. Biden still has yet to be investigated into the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan. I mean, we could go on. And look, it's not just Biden. There's a growing enthusiasm to impeach Biden officials, particularly Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, who has demonstrated such radical and seemingly intentional incompetence at the southern border. So there promises to be an absolute slew of investigations and possible impeachments coming in early 2023, and the Biden administration is getting ready. Now, keep in mind, a group of House Republicans led by Bob Gibbs of Ohio They've already officially filed 3 articles of impeachment against Sleepy Joe, citing the utter chaos at the border and the chaotic and deadly Afghanistan withdrawal and the blatant violation of the Constitution in Biden's refusal to abide by the Supreme Court's striking down of his federal eviction ban as unconstitutional. Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, she has also filed 3 articles of impeachment against Bumblin Biden. And you even have Senator Rick Scott of Florida. He has openly questioned whether Biden is capable of discharging the duties of his office and that it is indeed time for Congress to discuss exercising provisions of the 25th Amendment. All of this rhetoric can be more or less dismissed when it's coming from members of a party who are not in control, right? They're in the minority and so forth. But what happens when that party takes over and takes over big, as so many analysts are predicting? Well, then all bets are off. Now, what's really interesting here is what these investigations and possible impeachments are going to mean for a Democrat Party that is doing everything they can to find an alternative to Biden in 2024. Isn't that interesting? And we all know that it's no mere coincidence that a number of articles have been written of late, and leftist standard bearers like the Washington Post openly speculating that Biden will not run for re-election in 2024. In fact, leftist pundits openly question whether Biden will run again is now commonplace throughout the mainstream media. Even the ultra-leftists over at CNN they are discussing the possibility of a Harris-Buttigieg ticket for 2024. And I've argued in other videos that what we need to get in all, what we have to understand, is that these articles only appear to be speculative. They are in reality prescriptive. These articles are not speculative. They are prescriptive. Make no mistake. These articles are not mere considerations of Biden dropping out of the 2024 race. They are definite recommendations that he do so. The globalist political class is beginning to panic over the growing mass uprising against Brandon's incompetence, and with the midterms on the horizon, the total and complete collapse of the Biden agenda in the Senate, which has been glorious, they're recognizing that the bell is tolling and their days in power are coming to an end, a shocking end. And so they're doing whatever they possibly can to try to hold on to that power past 2024, and they certainly don't see Bumblin Biden as the one who could successfully do that. But if the Republicans impeach him, which again they will almost certainly do, certainly Biden's inner circle thinks that as they lawyer up, as the Republicans impeach him, then that's going to force Democrats to defend Sleepy Joe at the very same time they're trying to get rid of him. They'll be put in a position where they're trying to keep him while at the same time they're trying to lose him. So you've got that problem plaguing the Democrats, and then you got this huge problem for the mainstream media. But before we get into this, check out this shirt. What do you think, huh? I did that, right? Well, you can get yours by clicking on that link below and visiting our super awesome merch store. You're actually going to love our brand new Ultra MAGA t-shirts, as well as our new Woke Disney shirts. It's a limited time offer. They're not going to be around for long. So make sure to click on that link below. This is a great way to both support this channel as well as spread patriot hope far and wide. Get one for yourself. Get 2 for the patriots in your life. Click on that link below or go to store.turleytalks.com. That is store.turleytalks.com. All right. As predicted, the legacy media is already trying to play defense for Biden. Of course, after spending 4 years trying to get Trump impeached. Look at this for the Philadelphia Inquirer, which is as woke of a leftist rag as you can get. The impeachment of President Biden and other American nightmares coming in 2023. And the byline reads, with polls, gerrymandering making a GOP House all but inevitable in 2023, Americans need to ponder a year that could tear the nation apart. So now we're worried about tearing the nation apart. This coming from the very same lamestream media that openly championed and cheerled the impeachment of President Trump not once but twice, and both times on utterly spurious charges. I mean, the piece is utterly hysterical. It accuses the GOP of pushing conspiracy theories. Again, this coming from a publication that published the Russian collusion hoax for 3.5 years. It accuses the GOP of wanting to get revenge on the Democrats and tear the nation apart with a completely unjustified impeachment trial. Again, the astonishing assumption here is that impeachments are valid only if done on the grounds of valid evidence and reason. That's the standard that the Philadelphia Inquirer is imposing on the GOP. Of course, the rest of the world recognizes that that objective standard was destroyed by the Democrats at the instigation of the far-left mainstream media that was so obsessed with getting Trump impeached, for heaven's sakes. We actually had an impeachment trial circus in the Senate over a man who wasn't even a sitting president. Judge Roberts, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, who's supposed to preside over the hearings, he didn't even give the charade the time of day. And these clowns in the lamestream media have the gall to insist that Biden be impeached only on reasonable and justifiable grounds. Otherwise, you're guilty of trying to tear the nation apart. I mean, this is precisely what my namesake, Jonathan Turley, warned the Democrats about. You start weaponizing impeachment, it's inevitably going to be used against you. It's going to boomerang. Be careful what you wish for. So the irony in all this is that as the Democrats and mainstream media begin to panic over the very real prospects of a Biden impeachment, which will serve to only further weaken an already incredibly weak Democratic Party, in the end, they only have themselves to blame. Now, before we go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on how the woke left's utter hysteria over the Buffalo shooting is going to backfire big time. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.